So we had some really big things happen Friday. One of them being that Putin had come to the U.S., Alaska, to have a sit-down conversation with Trump about Ukraine. Now, for those of you who don't know, no, they didn't come up with a deal, but they did agree on a lot. And apparently one of those things they agreed on, Zelensky and Ursula, pretty much the EU in general, are saying no to. We will not give up any territory. And in all honesty, because we got to be clear with our biases here, if Putin was holding territory and the citizens of that territory were demanding to go back to their home country, I would agree with Zelensky and Ursula. But the citizens are helping the Russians, so I'm kind of on Russia's side because the citizens don't want to go back. Now, remember, go look in the description. Many links that support this channel, including Patreon and my husband's table leg shop. And let's get into this.
States of America and the President of the Russian Federation.
Well, they're not like ecstatic or anything, but they're not in animosity. No one is fussing. You see Trump over here with the tight-lippedness in the mouth. He doesn't want to open it. He's stressed. And it's obvious now in the beginning that we know, hindsight's 2020, it's because they did not get a deal, which is what he wanted to come out with. But I'm going to assume that he knew it was a long shot, considering the words on there say pursuing peace. It's a very neutral saying, so that he didn't have egg on his face if he came out, and there was no peace.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our negotiations have been held in a constructive atmosphere of mutual respect. We have very thorough negotiations that were quite useful. I would like to thank once again my American counterpart for the proposal to travel out here to Alaska. It only makes sense that we've met here, because our countries, though separated by the oceans, are close neighbors. So when we've met, when I came out of the plane and I've said, "Good afternoon, dear neighbor. Very good to see you. In good health and to see you alive." I think
He's got jokes. He's got jokes already. Good to see you alive, buddy. And he is joking. He's laughing about it with it. He's just being funny. This is the kind of relationship that you really do want to see. I mean, we get angry. Oh, he's just real friendly. I mean, even I get angry when he's real friendly with leaders that I just detest. But if you're going to sit there and have a volatile situation between countries, you do not want the leaders to be ready to slit each other's throats, because that is the kind of relationship that will get you into war very, very quickly. So you need to have this kind of mentality to be able to get along with everyone. We've always referred to Trump as the alpha male. And one of the things about being an alpha male is to be able to, and this is a metaphor, guys, don't take anything into it. Take someone that has offended you, grab them by the throat, knock them down, and then reach out a hand to them, pick them up when they behave. You're not holding a grudge. It's also very helpful when you sit there and look at them and say, no, because the other person knows that you're probably going to knock them out if they continue with the crazy. But you can go have tea later and everything's fine.
I think that is very neighborly. And I think that's some kind words that we can say to each other. We're separated by the Strait of Bering, though there are 2 islands only between the Russian island and the U.S. island. They're only 4 kilometers apart. We're close neighbors, and it's a fact. It's also important that Alaska has to do with our common heritage, common history between Russia and the U.S., and many positive events have to do with that territory. Still, there is tremendous cultural heritage back from the Russian America. For example, Orthodox churches and a lot of more than 700 geographical names of Russian origin. During the Second World War, it was here in Alaska that was the origin of the legendary air bridge for the supply of military aircraft and other equipment under the Lend-Lease program. It was a dangerous and treacherous route over the vast emptiness of ice. However, the pilots of both countries did everything to bring closer the victory. They risked their lives and they gave it all for the common victory. I was just in the city of Magadan in Russia, and there is a memorial there dedicated to the Russian and the U.S. pilots. And there are two flags, the U.S. flag and the Russian flag. And I know that here as well, there is such a memorial. There is a military...
I was watching Trump for a little while, but you see him to the positive head shake about the Russian and Americans working together during the world wars. You're seeing some stress come through on Trump. The mouth, the body, the twitching. It's like, why are you so stressed? And then it dawned on me, because remember, context is everything. Why is this conversation giving you stress? I believe it's because if they seem too chummy, then this peace that he's trying to get through with Zelensky and Ukraine, it's already tainted. They've got to be enemies. You're just giving him a deal because you're his friend. No, I'm giving him a deal because we're tired of people dying.
The Ukrainian nation, and I've said it multiple times, a brotherly nation, however strange it may sound in these conditions. We have the same roots, and everything that's happening is a tragedy for us and terrible wound. Therefore, the country is sincerely interested in putting an end to it. At the same time, we're convinced that in order to make the settlement lasting and long-term, we need to eliminate all the primary roots, the primary causes of that conflict. And we've said it multiple times, to consider all legitimate concerns of Russia.
That is something he completely agrees with. So he's listening intently to Putin speak. And he talks about the root cause of all this conflict. And you see the head shake and the positive very slightly and the mouth tighten. That's a big deal. One, Putin's saying it out loud and Trump is agreeing with it, the root cause. Now you and I, there are theories, but we're not going to get into that. But as for the rest of the world that is still not completely awake, the root cause is a mystery. And the fact that these two are actually, well, one is saying it out loud and the other one's agreeing to it, they know what the root cause is and apparently are actively dealing with it.
And to reinstate a just balance of security in Europe and in the world on the whole. And I agree with President Trump, as he has said today, that naturally the security of Ukraine should be ensured as well. Naturally, we are prepared to work on that. I would like to hope that the agreement that we've reached together will help us bring closer that goal and will pave the path towards peace in Ukraine. We expect that Kiev and European capitals will perceive that constructively and that they won't throw a wrench in the works. They will not make any attempts to use some backroom dealings to conduct provocations to torpedo the nascent progress.
Okay, so you see Trump, he agrees with that statement as well. You see the positive head movement. So he understands that they are trying to monkey wrench this whole thing. He knows this. This is not beyond his understanding.
To the end of the conflict in Ukraine. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. That was very profound. And I will say that I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say, a couple of big ones that we haven't quite gotten there, but we've made some headway. So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up I was
looking to see how far that would go, but when he brought up we didn't agree with everything kind of thing, Putin just was like, didn't look at him. Then went to playing with his paper. So I'm assuming it's the definitely whatever Putin wants is the concession that is not going to be agreed upon. And I don't blame him. For those of you who actually know what's going on, I do not blame him. Now remember, Putin does what's best for Russia. He is not going to do what's best for Europe or for us. And that's good. That's what you want for a leader. And Russia is very lucky.
So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant.
When Trump says that there are some insignificant details, you see Putin do a Raised eyebrows, very quick. It just coincides with an eye blink at the same time, but the eye blink is non-voluntary. The raised eyebrows, on the other hand, signifies he disagrees with that, and it is not insignificant to him.
One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get...
Head goes up, body straightens out. He stands firm on whatever this issue is. He is not going to relinquish it, whatever it is.
But especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop really 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Next time in Moscow. And that one was kind of weird because you see the body, he's bowing to it, he's submitting. And I'm going to go back and look because there's like a little...
We'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's...
So you see the hand come back and draw like he offered something and then it might have been rejected. It's like he's overstepped his standing in this relationship to be able to offer something like that. It's like, ooh, ooh. And he's like, ooh. And then you see Trump's reaction. Ooh, his body goes up like, oh. And then Putin laughs to kind of like, oh, I'm just going to play it off. It's okay if you say no. Not really, but it's okay if you say no. But generally, please take my time in Moscow.
It's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you.
I could see it possibly happening. I get a little heat on that one. See it possibly happening. And he's happy with that one. He's trying to control himself because it's kind of like an awkward moment. Ooh, I don't want to look like a giddy schoolgirl. Oh yeah, that's good. Actually, that would be actually really good. I think in the American psyche in general, to be able to see Trump in Moscow, one, being protected by Russia's forces as much as we protected Putin with our forces. I think psychologically that would be very good for the citizens in general to see. Kind of like when Trump went over the line and sat with Mr. Kim Jong-un in North Korea.
Thanks for watching.